The future war against Israel, nations rising against God's people. Throughout biblical prophecy, a recurring theme emerges: nations turning against Israel in a climactic confrontation that will have profound spiritual and political significance. This future war, as described in several key Bible passages, highlights both the hostility nations will show toward Israel and God's ultimate plan to protect His chosen people and deliver judgment upon those who rise against them. As we explore this topic, we'll see how biblical prophecies, some yet to be fulfilled, reveal a divine timeline involving Israel and the nations. Genesis 12:3. The foundation of blessing and curse. One of the most pivotal verses regarding Israel's destiny comes from Genesis 12:3, where God tells Abraham, "I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse." This promise establishes a foundational truth. How nations treat Israel will determine their own future. Throughout history, nations have either thrived or declined based on their treatment of the Jewish people, and this principle will extend into the final days. Nations gather against Israel. The Bible foresees a time when the world will come together in hostility toward Israel. Prophecies from Zechariah 14:2 and Joel 3:2 speak of an apocalyptic battle where nations will unite against Jerusalem. Zechariah 14:2 warns, "For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished." Joel 3:2 echoes this gathering in the valley of Jehoshaphat, where God will judge these nations for scattering His people and dividing His land. Key players in the end times conflict prophecies in Ezekiel 38:39 describe a coalition of nations led by Gog of the land of Magog, who will come against Israel in the latter days. This prophecy is commonly referred to as the War of Gog and Magog, with many theologians identifying modern-day nations as the key players in this alliance. While interpretations vary, many see Gog and Magog as representing Russia and its allies, while other nations in the alliance may include Persia, modern-day Iran, Cush, Ethiopia or Sudan, and Put, Libya. This multinational force will converge against Israel, but according to Ezekiel 38:18, God's wrath will be kindled against them. "My fury shall come up in my face." The motivation behind the attack. The nation's desire to destroy Israel is rooted in a deeper spiritual battle. Psalm 83:4 reveals their motive. "Come, let us destroy them as a nation, so that Israel's name is remembered no more." This is not simply a political conflict, but a spiritual war against God's chosen people, who have been central to His redemptive plan throughout history. Satan, symbolized as the dragon in Revelation 12:17, wages war against the remnant of her seed, those who keep God's commandments and hold to the testimony of Jesus Christ. Divine judgment on the nations. While the nations will gather to destroy Israel, they will ultimately face divine judgment. God has promised to intervene on behalf of His people. Isaiah 60:12 makes it clear, "For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted." Similarly, Obadiah 1:15 warns that the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. The role of Jerusalem. Jerusalem holds a central role in this prophetic conflict. As Psalm 122:6 reminds believers to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, we know that Jerusalem will be the focus of both divine protection and satanic attack. In the final days, it will become the battleground for nations who seek to defile and conquer Zion. Micah 4:11. Israel's endurance and God's faithfulness. Despite the overwhelming forces that will gather against it, Israel will not be utterly destroyed. Zechariah 14:2 declares that while part of Jerusalem may fall, the remnant will not be cut off. This highlights the enduring covenant between God and Israel. Jeremiah 30:11 reinforces this. Though I make a full end of all nations whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. Conclusion. A battle for the ages. The future war against Israel, as outlined in the Bible, will be a defining moment in both human and spiritual history. It will reveal the ultimate clash between good and evil, with nations rising against God's chosen people in an attempt to thwart divine prophecy. However, these nations will not succeed. As foretold in Genesis 12:3, God's promise to bless those who bless Israel and curse those who curse it will stand firm. In the end, the enemies of Israel will face divine judgment, while Israel will remain a testament to God's faithfulness and the fulfillment of His plan. As we witness the unfolding of global events, these prophecies remind us of the spiritual dimension of world affairs and the centrality of Israel in God's redemptive plan for humanity. For believers, this is a call to remain vigilant, prayerful, and aligned with God's purposes for Israel and the nations.